to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you once again for downloading and checking out this episode. And if you're one of those people that are listening to the episode a week before everyone else, hey, thank you so much for that. And you don't want to spoil everything online, but, feel free to keep it cryptic and get some other people interested in how they can hear episodes of Critical Hit a week early.
Taunt your friends, but do it secretly.
It's almost like time is all out of whack for certain listeners because they're listening it before others and other people are listening to it late. It's almost like the universe is unraveling, Rodrigo.
Oh, no. Better throw into that Patreon to stabilize it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I was just going to say assemble a squad and go meet some new friends, but
become a new god in our pantheon.
Patreon supporter is basically a god. So
yes, to us they are.
Who's our newest god? Ted.
Ted. His name is Ted.
His portfolio includes banking and amiibos.
We're going to end up playing
the patron saint of artists.
All right, Rodrigo, why don't you get us on a ship and head out into the next destination?
Okay. So last time
on Critical Hit.
What happened last time on Critical Hit?
We talked to a bunch of people.
Yes. We came back to Rutile Isle and kind of made plans, and then other people said, no, that's a stupid plans, and then we made different plans.
Then we discovered that Theme is Waiting, which I think is an album by Eurythmics.
Oh, I was going to say it was Journey.
I don't know. Journey's not usually that prog rock. But still, you got that whole thing where Theme is waiting. We don't want to keep her waiting, even though time is different. And we might actually end up, before we get there, arriving when we left, because time is broken.
It's not quite that bad yet, but
time is breaking.
One of these days.
But will we know what a day is once time is broken?
Do we know what a day is in the Astral Sea?
Does anybody really know what time it is?
The sun really does shine in the Astral Sea, so yes, you do know what a day is.
Okay.
Sorry. I had an aha flashback. Oh my god. I'm going to shut up now.
Okay. The preparations for the ship finish up, and you are all able to leave for the Sage's Rectory in the early evening.
Hooray!
Some magic happens, and you guys find yourselves somewhere else in space on your super cool ship. And soon an island appears in the horizon, and you guys begin to sail into the area around the Sage's Rectory. So this island is very large. It has it appears to be sort of like forested and hilly, but as you approach, you see that it is in fact forested and hilly in a very manicured way. You are what at first appears to be forests are most likely groves. What appear to be hills, the hills are very much carved for paths and habitations, and a lot of the buildings are made of this sort of multi-hued blue stone, and at least from the coast, there appear to be somewhat eclectic. There are like towers, and there are sort of more squat buildings. There's like a pyramid off in the distance, along with multiple sort of smaller buildings. As you are, you start seeing other ships around as you get closer, but nobody stops you, nobody bothers you at all. You can find some docks, and when the ship pulls in on your dock, there is somebody there waiting for you. It is a young woman She's a tiefling. She's got violet skin, black horns. She's wearing long robes, like long sleeves, long skirt, kind of pretty conservative, sort of bluish, grayish robes. And she waves as you guys finish docking. As you disembark, she comes up to talk to Zarza. She says, "Everyone, this is Muyu. She's one of our agents. She's the one who lined up our meeting with Thien." She
Thank you.
waves. Yeah, no problem. It's actually, it was a pretty good assignment. I'm happy to help. Well, let's come this way. I've arranged a place for everyone to stay. And Sarza says, "I think I'm going to stay with the ship if previous experience, or at least the reports I've read, tells me anything. I should probably stay here." And Muyu's like, oh, okay, yeah, don't worry, I'll take care of everything. And Sarsa gives everyone a wave and gets back on the ship.
Okay, bye.
So this is the Sage's Rectory. Welcome. This is a sort of a repository of knowledge, and it's been gone for a long time, but now it's back, so that's nice. I personally have not spoken to Thien, but she has agreed to speak to our coalition, so you all get to do that tomorrow.
Fantastic.
Great.
Wonderful.
Anything we should be aware of or be prepared for?
I mean, she's a goddess, so don't make her angry.
Well, true. I mean, we've already done that before. Not her, but I mean...
Actually, you kind of have made her slightly angry before.
But does she know it's us?
What, by calling her on her private line?
Well, yes, okay.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
That was an accident, not a mistake.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you
Sure.
find private lines. It's
Happy
fine.
little accident.
Happy little accidents.
You are taken to what is kind of a big long building. It looks like a row of houses, basically a bunch of townhouses. And she says, "Okay, well," and like she pulls out a key. It's like this. We can stay here. There are restaurants here, and I do have some funds for meals. So whatever you need. But this should also, she opens the door and walks in. This should also afford you some privacy. And you walk in and into a pretty Spartanly decorated living room area. There's a coffee table. Right next to it is kind of what probably was a dining room, but has been converted into a big study. And then she says, there are 4 rooms upstairs. So I guess we need to figure out where everybody is sleeping.
I mean, in beds, maybe? I mean, isn't that how you guys sleep?
Yes, but there are only 4 of them.
Oh, I can just sit in the
5
corner, to be honest, and
There are
just
6 of
meditate.
us.
Well, that's true. Forgive me.
I'll just sit in the corner and meditate. I'm fine.
Okay,
How many
Say.
beds are in the 4 rooms?
just 4. Or 1 bed in each room.
Is there like a decent couch?
The living room has a decent couch.
Well, I can just sleep there.
All right.
Are there windows in this place?
Yeah.
I will inspect them carefully.
But only on 3 sides.
I will.
The other side, there's another house next to it.
I will have Little Sparkle inspect them carefully.
Are there any ninjas hiding within?
Or without.
There do not appear to be any ninjas here. But anybody who is concerned about ninjas can give me a perception check.
All right.
Or whatever it's called in this game.
I think it's perception.
Yeah.
Ah.
I feel like I should be concerned about ninjas generally.
25.
Wow, I like all these low numbers.
Yeah, right?
I mean, what did you expect?
Awesome.
34.
Matthew
Yeah.
has high roll.
Yeah.
What did you get, Sam?
I only had a 26. I rolled a 7.
All right.
Oh,
I rolled a 7 too.
All right.
I rolled a
Well,
3.
Sakar doesn't immediately find any ninjas, but when he gets to the top floor and he's looking around, he sees that there is a young girl outside of your little townhome. And she seems like she's trying to like peer through the windows. Like she's not like right up against the windows, but she's trying to like peek inside.
On the ground floor?
Yeah.
Does she know that we can see her or that I've seen her?
No, she's looking through the ground floor and you're upstairs.
Is anyone within earshot?
Most of these guys.
Nobody look now, but someone is looking in the window.
Or
I look.
looks.
Everybody looks.
Well, because of the light situation, it's not immediately obvious. There's a very good chance that this girl is just looking at her own reflection.
Mm.
Like she appears to be seeing or trying to see through the window, but chances are she is not being able to, and that's why she keeps trying.
Interesting. I'll kind of go to the door and open it.
Okay.
Can I help? Can I help you?
Oh yeah. She comes over and hands you a slip of paper.
What does it say?
That bird guy told me to give this to you.
He's good. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
What did he say to you exactly? How did you know to find me here?
Well, he said that there was a group that is going to look really weird and out of place. And one of them is going to be this pretty bird lady, and that I should give her this.
Sparkle's feathers do something like a little weird. That's like they kind of like puff up in a little way. She's like, thank you.
No problem.
Was that a Kenku blush?
Yes.
Good thing I rolled a good
And,
perception and caught that.
It has a it just has a name of a tea house written on it. It's called the Candlelight Tea House.
Said we wouldn't have to sending him back.
Yeah, I suppose.
Want to get some tea?
Sure.
I suppose.
Sounds lovely.
What's happening?
Oh, I've got a contact on the island. Well, I guess he's currently on the island. That was on the lookout for us.
Oh, okay. All right.
And
Well, I'll just stay here then.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
Is that a wise idea?
What?
Is that
Why?
a wise idea to leave her here?
I mean, she's been here on her own.
Oh, I thought you were talking to the little girl. My.
Oh no, the little
bad.
girl left. She
Okay.
was just a messenger. What was I going to say? Oh, unless there's anything else that we should know before we head out.
I don't know. There are some sort of like police officers around here, but they seem pretty nice. Usual laws: don't kill anybody, don't steal anything. Probably try to stick to the commercial area of town. Don't wander into any other places.
Reasonable.
I mean, not because it's dangerous, but because you don't want to walk into like somebody's garden by accident. Some of these places are like private, so like some of those groves like actually belong to someone. So I don't know.
Good to know.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't expect you guys to leave just right away. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, is there anything else you need from us to get set up?
No, I've got some notes, but you guys can look at them when you get back.
Oh, well, why don't we look at them first? That way we were a little bit more briefed before we head to our meeting.
Oh, okay. And she like pulls out a big stack of papers. And it's kind of like general protocol stuff. And it documents her interactions with Thiene's priesthood, which, seems pretty reasonable. Like, considering some of the places where you've been, where, it's like, I'd like to talk to this person. It's like, oh, well, it's a monster tiger that lives in a tree. Like, this seems right down breezy, where, she like walked into an actual office where there was an actual clerk that took down her thing and went and processed it, and everything seems to be, in order.
So official.
Yeah, nobody got, bamboozled on the way by will-o-wisps. So, it all seems...
No one wound up contracting a slod.
Right. It's right down pleasant. And after she like presents it and you guys look through it, she's like, oh, I thought maybe there would be more pertinent information. I felt like there was.
No, it's good to know that it's a, I guess, orderly, well-run place as opposed to a monster-infested carnival of scum. So.
I have to say, when I was told that I was going to be sent out as an envoy, I was a little worried until they told me that it was here.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a better assignment than some of the places we've been.
Okay, well, I will. I guess I'll try to make sure that you guys have all the supplies you're going to need while you guys are out.
Cool.
All right.
Sounds good.
Well, you guys have fun.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. We shouldn't be gone long.
Okay.
We'll have some tea.
So we'll follow Little Sparkle.
Mm.
I mean, I'm assuming everybody's going, right? I mean, do we all need to go? Or is this one of those hush-hush clandestine meetings?
I mean, your calls. I can handle it myself if there's anything else you guys want to do, like visit the library or whatever, or we can all go. I'm fine either way.
I will go.
Yeah, I'll go too.
I think it's best if we stick together.
Oh, I'll actually, before we leave, ask if our new emissary here knows where this place is.
Yeah, it's back towards the docks.
Okay, great.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, so everybody's going?
Seems that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're completely inconspicuous.
Super duper conspicuous.
Okay. Well, you guys walk down the street, and everybody here seems to dress in like these very light and kind of not very fancy robes. That little girl that you talked to was wearing robes. Pretty much everybody is just in these like gray or white or light blue robes, with the exception of the police force, which you do spot, and they're just wearing some pretty functional black leather armor, with little badges of office, but they look at you guys as you're walking by, because you stick out like 5 sore thumbs. But other than that, they don't bother you or anything.
Sure.
And eventually you find the tea house, and as you approach it, it kind of has a like a beaded curtain to go in. You see somebody like kind of stumble backwards out of it, and then kind of like look around, look at you guys, and like kind of like scamper away. It's just like a 30-year-old man. Seemed like agitated.
Human?
Yep.
Looked local?
Yep.
So does everybody here human?
Yes.
Okay.
There are pretty much everybody that you've encountered so far are human.
Okay.
Duck in?
Okay. So when you come in, here's what you see. It is a relatively small tea shop. The dining room is sort of an L shape around a counter. There is a nervous-looking person at the counter, like somebody who actually works here. There's a couple of very nervous-looking human patrons as well. We'll say on one tip of the L, and then kind of in the center of the other section of the L, at a circular table, you find Tekioro, aka Aluche, aka that guy.
That guy.
Sitting at a table with a little cup of tea and a little teapot, but he is not alone. Sitting there with him is a gnoll.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yep, probably about 6.5 feet tall at the hump, maybe a little bigger. It's sitting down, so it's hard to tell. Enormous shoulders, colossal hyena head with, just from looking at him, bones that would make short work of a grown man's cranium. Or teeth that would make short work of a grown man's cranium is what I mean. Wearing some armor with like a high collar and like leather armor, and is also kind of sitting at the table, has a teacup in front. And when you guys walk in, it's like pretty clear this is what everybody's nervous about, except for Aluche, who is just kind of calmly having a conversation with the gnoll.
How big is the table?
Not that big. You could probably comfortably sit 2 more people at this table, but you guys can all, crowd around it if you really all wanted to sit together.
Well, Little Sparkle will just walk over and grab the seat next to Aluche.
Yeah. Hey,
who's your friend?
This is Fangs for Foes, or let's see if I have this right. Splintering Child, and the gnoll nods. Abyssal is fun like that. Every word is 2 words or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Sparkle nods. So, Maya Loodle, you worst. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. It strikes you that this gnoll is likely female, just from the voice. So Fangs and I are kind of doing a tour right now. Also, Fangs is also a priest of Grumsh, but kind of wanted to show her the non-Grumsh life.
Fair.
And I think she's been enjoying it, and she nods, says, "I didn't even know there were places like this where you don't have to like kill anyone for what you want. I can just tell somebody to bring me things."
It's nice like that. Well, I can leave you to it if you're busy. Was there another time that would be good to talk, Aluche?
No. We can talk now.
Oh, all right then.
In fact, he looks over at the counter and says, "How long does it take to brew that black mixed tea?" And the person at the counter is like, I guess it could take a while." And he's like, "Yeah, why don't you make us a kettle?" And the guy kind of ducks out, and the remaining patrons kind of like finish their tea and leave. So, says Alusha, how's it been?
It's been pretty good. Just had a interesting trip where we paid a visit to the bleak forest.
Oh, how did that go?
Pretty well, all things considered. Had some trouble with GIF, but resolved itself.
Yeah, those guys are around, I've heard.
Yeah, they seem to have thrown in with Asmodeus.
Hey, speaking of Asmodeus, Asmodeus's coalition has been here, right?
Really? How'd that go? Did they get Thien to sign on?
They were not here for very long. They came and they went in the same day, which to me either says that negotiations didn't go very well or there were no negotiations. But there not being negotiations can be two separate things in and of itself.
Yeah, interesting. What kind of delegation was it?
It was pretty small, and they were kind of trying to be incognito, but you could tell that they were priests. And unmarked black robes, but that's
loud enough a uniform.
Yeah, definitely. And I spotted their holy symbols when I saw them. They were trying to hide them, but I could see them. Oh, and Fang says that they smell like they had, what was it, like recently set someone on fire? And he nods.
Good to know. Were you in the area for the convocation, Fang?
For which one?
The treaty breaking down.
Oh, yeah, I was there. That's actually where I started talking to Alusha.
Yeah, that's what I was basically getting at. Where have you been recently?
Well, this is really the first major stop in our trip. We've been to a couple other smaller islands, just trying to ease my way in. People seem very scared when they see me, which is fine. I'm used to it, but it definitely makes it hard to enjoy things. And I was just like, I thought about trying to finagle a hat of disguise somewhere. But also, I feel that Fangs is, who she is and should get to enjoy things as she is.
I'd agree. Though, if you ever do want to run the incognito life, we actually have a hat that we sometimes pass around. It's been useful in places where Kenku are less common. I went somewhere once where just showing my face sent people running and screaming because they apparently have bad dealings with other avian creatures that don't really look that much like Kenku, but how things go.
I mean, I met some Kenku here who really don't look like us, so.
Yeah, that's true. Anything else you're hearing through the grapevine?
I mean, there's been some talk about sightings of Vecna's priests. So, not really on any major places. It's kind of in the back alleys, if you will. We stopped at a place called the Knaves Market, and somebody told me that there. And I mean, you got to take it with a grain of salt, but it was an actual antiquities dealer, so you got to expect that they knew something, and their stuff was on the level. So I don't know. I don't know what it means for Vecna to be moving around, but something's happening.
Interesting. Well, I'll keep my eyes open. Yeah, we've got a meeting with Thene, I think tomorrow. So hopefully that goes well.
Okay.
And if not,
Wow.
we'll probably not be here very long.
Well, hopefully your meeting goes better than the Asmodeans meeting went.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'd sent emissaries ahead of time and arranged things. So.
Oh yeah. The kids here really smart, really observant. So I got a pretty good description of each of you.
Yeah, I got your note, obviously.
Yeah, it's surprising to run into you here so quickly.
I was surprised that you were here. This had been our next stop. We'd sent emissaries a while ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just lots of coincidences, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh.
What brought you here?
Well, we're trying to expose Fangs to the finer things in life, and thought, why not come to the seat of knowledge in the astral sea? And especially since it's the seat of knowledge in the astral sea. Also, oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, go on.
No, also, normally I try to travel with as little pomp as possible, and Fangs kind of generates her own pomp. But that in and of itself is helpful as well.
It's like she looks at around the tea house. It's like, you don't have to deal with crowds.
Yep. And she has a great sense of smell, and she has something in common with us.
No, what's that?
He looks at Fangs, and then just kind of moves his hands for her to do it. And she kind of looks at him, and she's like, "Oh, right." And then she looks at you, and in your voice says, "I can imitate other people's voices like you guys."
Huh. Is that a trait of all gnolls or unique to you?
And back at her own voice, all gnolls can learn to do it.
Fascinating. I thought it was the Kenku. Well, I mean, I suppose there are some humans I've encountered that can do excellent impressions. But
yeah, it's when you think about it, we use it as a form of defense. I mean, traditionally, but they use it as a form of ambush. And she turns to we'll say look at Orem, just anybody else, but it happens to be Orem, and opens her mouth, and you hear this pitch perfect baby's cry.
Orem just flinches back like, what in the heck? He's also a little freaked out by all the teeth.
Yeah.
Sparkle just, gives a big birdie grin.
Yeah. I'm just showing off.
That is very unnerving.
It's great. I've heard stories as I've been traveling again in places where Kenku are less common and more I don't know, feared, of Kenku doing that exact trick and then robbing people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I don't think I've been any place where Kenku are the ruling class, so
yeah.
If you ever find a place like that, it'll be interesting to see how they explain it and how they use it, or if they use it. I mean, certainly.
I heard a rumor from someone that we're native to the astral sea, apparently. So who knows where we started, or if that's true.
If you ever find the original nest, that would definitely be something to bring home.
Yeah, for sure. It's been an educating trip. I got kind of made a pitch by a Lantern Archon recently to, learn more and maybe even join the Church of Arathis.
Well, as someone who joined a church, I will tell you that There's a lot to be learned there. And you will probably, depending on how structured they are, your benefit of it is sort of inversely proportional to the level of structure. So
yeah.
if you're thinking of working for Arathis, I'm sure they're painting a good picture, but they're too organized to not keep track of you. Unlike, Grumsh's church. No, literally, I don't think anybody knows me. Like they have no accounting of me, and probably Fangs either. Fangs shrugs.
There had to be some way that the Capricorn got their hands on Grumsh holy relics and books, and no one really paid enough attention to stop them.
Yeah, that one was probably the easiest one, but also the only one that I've really had access to because everything is pretty well compartmentalized.
Makes sense. Sounds like Capricorn. Where are you to next on your world tour?
Well, eventually we would actually like to hit what's it called? Waypoint.
Yeah,
just because it's bound to be a very urbane, interesting place, and Fangs really hasn't experienced everything that cities have to offer.
Fair. I've been speaking the gospel of cities to these guys myself. They seem to spend more time in forests or less urbane places.
Burning hellscapes are also a big recurring theme for us, I find.
Yes, we do come across those too. Actually, we've been talking a lot, and obviously as information dealers and spies, really, you get some good coin, but not steady coin. So we've actually been thinking of seeing if there's any mercenary work that needs to be done, which I hear that actually Arathis City has kind of a bit of a civil issue between a couple factions. So we thought about maybe checking that out and see if the coin is good on either side.
Reasonable. Well, I've got contacts that could put you in touch with.
No, that'd be great.
And if you do wind up in Waypoint, let me know what the word is, because we've been hoping to speak with Aranko, but haven't had any sightings of him yet, and don't want to make the trip if he's not there.
All right.
Has the tea arrived?
Not yet, but you kind of get the sense that the guy's probably not going to come out until he thinks you want him to.
Over. Sure.
Yeah.
Look thirsty.
I'll look to the rest of the crew. Anything you wanted to know?
I don't think so.
Not at this point.
What? Did he say why he came to this place?
Yeah, because he wanted to show Fang a city.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Coincidence.
Yeah.
Very coincidental.
Oh.
Worm's lips are like cracked because they're so dry. He needs like something to drink. He's like kind
his
of
eyes
touching
changing from green to blue to a strange
touching
pale
his
yellow
lips together and kind of licking them every once in a while.
Well, she'll say, "Well, enjoy your tea, and we'll be sure to. I'll check in before we head out."
Sounds great. We've been mostly hanging out here, at the end of the day.
Sure. All right. Good to know. And, very nice to meet you, Fang. Good luck with your travels.
She waves.
I'll get up.
Okay. Head out.
Mm-hmm.
In our unobtrusive way.
Yeah. Extremely obtrusive.
I am sneaky as all heck. Thank you very much.
That is not true.
How dare you?
It's all relative.
I turn invisible.
All
And
right,
then
so you
knocks
guys
over a
head out of the tea house.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Well, there you guys are out on the street.
Yeah, I'm gonna get us some robes to make us stick out a little bit less. I mean, I'm gonna stick out because I'm not human, but at least the rest of you can blend in a little bit better.
Don't we still have a hat?
Well, yeah, I don't feel the need to actually disguise my nature, considering we have an official invite and Thien might not like that kind of deception, but at least we'll look like we are trying to make an attempt.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to try to procure some robes?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's starting to get late, but you managed to find a market stall that hasn't closed yet. It's just a human lady kind of packing up her wares.
If we can trouble you before you head out, we were hoping to pick up some local apparel.
Oh, well, sure. Here, let me get these back out. And she rolls out a bunch of like gray robes. It's like,
perfect.
these are very conservative, very tasteful. If you want something a little wilder, you can go with these. And she points at what appears to be an identical gray robe.
I see. Is there some difference in like the underlining I'm not seeing?
Oh, well, yes. If you look here, this is kind of this entirely. And she like leans in, entirely unnecessary stitching here in the arms and the hem. So, and sure enough, the one that she pointed out first just has kind of a line of stitches, and this one has kind of like these like crisscrossing ones.
How much do they resemble like what I've seen other people wearing?
They're pretty much the same. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, this is not. This is pretty much exactly what you've seen everybody else wearing, and she's like, what you can do is if there's someone you like, you can wave at them and show them this scandalous stitching. If that's the sort of girl you are. If not, we do have the more classic stitching.
Let's take 5 robes with the classic stitching. Thank you.
Okay. These do come in medium and slightly larger medium.
Okay. We're going to do... Wow. No small?
No, but they do come with this cinch, and you can sort of tuck it this way. Well, here, why don't you try this on?
Okay. How big is it on me?
It's a little big. Like, she
Okay.
finds the smallest one she has, and it's the sort of thing where, like, presumably you would want, like, the tips of your fingers to stick out of the hands, and they don't, but only by a little bit.
Sure. Oh, perfect. So, all right, then, yeah, we'll do the larger medium for Sakaar and Randus and Ket, and a medium for Orem.
I don't know that even a larger medium is necessarily going to be particularly useful for Sakaar.
Well, here, try it on.
All right. I'm a 48 long.
Sakaar puts on the robe, and it's like the sleeves are to his knuckles, so it's a little bit shorter, and you can see his entire boot.
Scandalous.
Scandal.
Yeah, but these are just robes. So there is there's actually not that big a difference between them. It's
They're
just
sacks.
they're just like big gray canvas like tarps.
Lovely.
Like, okay, well, that'll be 20 silver.
Thank you very much. I will
Oh, thank
pay
you.
the vendor.
Stop by again. We are going to run a special on sandals tomorrow.
Oh, lovely.
And she looks down and says, "We might not have anything for you, unfortunately."
Yeah, that's okay.
A common refrain, it seems.
All right, so what do you guys do now?
Head back to our condo.
Yeah.
All right, when you come back in, Muyu is there. She seems to be cooking something.
I do not care for this robe at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to wear this thing. Why do we have to wear this?
You don't have to. I just thought you might want to be able to blend in a little bit better.
I mean, best to follow the local custom.
Is it going to offend Thene if we don't?
It could.
Possibly.
She seems like a very traditional goddess, considering how conservatively dressed everyone who lives here is.
Did you all get something to eat?
No, actually. We wound up just talking.
Oh. Well, I can put some more rice on.
Oh, that sounds good.
Sure. What you cooking?
Some rice, and then I've got this. She picks it up. Fish sauce.
Ooh.
You know what? How about I get takeout?
I'm okay with what
Okay.
she's making.
Yeah.
Rice and fish sauce? Well, enjoy. I'll be back. I've just been in a
Alright.
forest for a while. Hard to get good food in a forest.
Yeah. What's Little Sparkle looking for?
Oh, some noodles or
Meat.
no, not meat. Oh,
Meat.
definitely not meat.
Is anybody else going with Little Sparkle?
I'll go
I
with
think
Little
so.
Sparkle.
If she won't buy meat, I believe I will have to go.
Okay. So Orem is staying. Where is Randus going?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay.
Now we're only 1/5 as conspicuous as we were before.
Yes. Yep, you guys can find a couple, a place that has a couple rows of noodle places and fish places.
Awesome.
Yep, it smells decent. Nothing smells terribly good. You very, very quickly realize that the food is also very conservative. So, I mean, it's not bad.
Sure, it's just
but
functional.
You're not gonna get a lot of spice, baseline on the dish. So
Still.
you can certainly find a noodle place that will throw some meat into Sakar's noodles.
Or throw just a few noodles into Sakar's meat.
Yeah.
Yes.
I cook with fish sauce all the time. That just means our place now stinks.
It's fine.
It's one of the
Orem
most
opened a window.
delicious seasonings, but it smells very strongly when you cook with it.
Got
We
several
cook with it
bottles
all
of
the time.
fish sauce. I don't know that we ever actually use it, though.
Yeah, we use it all the time. It's
Yeah.
good.
Fortunately, Sakar has hot sauce in his bag. Why is that funny?
I would like to imagine that the bottle that Sakar keeps hot sauce in is remarkably similar to the bottle that Orem keeps his conditioner in.
Someday they will mix these
And
things up.
yeah, someday there will be a hilarious camp comedy moment involving either one. Either Orem running out of a shower screaming, or Sakar just being oh man, these noodles are great. I don't know what's in there.
Oh,
Is that coconut?
gross.
What is that?
Is that selenium?
A little mango.
These noodles look fabulous, but they taste terrible.
They're so silky.
Yeah, I was mostly laughing because it's straight out of the Formation lyric.
Oh.
All right. So you guys can all get some noodles, and you can get some noodles for Orem too if you want to take him some.
I will bring him back some.
Okay.
So, Muyu, how long have
Yes?
you been part of this this coalition?
Oh, just a couple months.
Where do you come from?
I was born in Overlook Island.
Oh. Have we been there?
No.
Okay. I've not been there. What's it like?
I mean, there's really nothing to say. It's in Shalai's orbit. So it's kind of moves along slowly around the same area. Shalai tends to kind of catch up with us every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, but things are kind of bad there now. There's a temple to Lolth there now, and there's a whole drow base
Oh.
on the coast.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we saw at Shalai the drows there.
Yeah, supposedly there's like some drow that don't like Lolth, and they're like actually working, and they've helped us before, but I've never met any of them.
Really? Fascinating. That's good to know. So what were you doing before you joined up?
Well, I was a clerk at a office building, but also I was kind of running contraband.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
What kind of contraband?
Oh, really basic stuff like, food and water and things like
Oh,
that. But,
yeah.
just to people that were in drow occupied areas in Shalai. And I wasn't doing the runs myself. I was just acquiring it and then sort of cooking the books, if you will, to obscure it.
Sure. Do we have any vegetables around here?
I have an onion.
Okay. Why don't we take a little bit of that and chop it up and throw it in there with the rice?
Okay.
No carrots?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, I guess I expected you guys to go out to eat, so I didn't get a lot of stuff. I mean, you can get. I have this big bag of rice. You can feed a lot of people on just a little bit of rice.
Definitely.
I can go out and buy some more stuff tomorrow morning.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Don't trouble yourself too much. I'm sure we can take care of ourselves. Hopefully, our conversation with Thien goes a lot better than the other party.
What other party?
The one that was here before, you said. Yeah, so I tell her about the other
ape creature.
I tell her about what we learned at the while having tea
From the skunk ape.
from the knoll
Oh,
and from the skunk
wow,
ape.
a knoll. That's amazing.
I guess really kind of disturbing. It can imitate anyone's voice.
Well, that's something they're supposed to be able to do.
Yeah, it's really creepy though when they open their mouth and a baby scream comes out.
Oh, that would be creepy.
Yeah.
Then again, she kind of shrugs as like, everybody has things that are probably creepy to others.
Probably, yes.
It's like, some people can just teleport.
I can do that. Is that creepy to you?
Well, not to me, because I've dealt with a little bit of magic before.
Oh, really?
But some people are creeped out by tieflings in general.
True. I've met some couple of tieflings in my day, so
yeah, it's there's a pretty clear sort of line to infernal powers from tieflings. So also a lot of us can do this, and she like opens her eyes real wide, and they like basically like this black energy like glows out of them.
Oh, that's neat. Look at my eyes. And I look straight at her, and then I turn my head to the side, and then I look back at her. Yeah, neat.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
The rest of you can walk in the middle of this.
Oh, hey guys.
Oh, he's doing the eyes again.
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And do all Eladrin have eyes like that, or is that like a family trait?
Oh no, that's all Eladrin.
Oh wow.
Yep.
I have not met very many Eladrin, so
yeah. So you're kind of a jack of all trades kind of person, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
Neat. What are you wanting to do when this is all over?
Oh, geez. I was sort of hoping to just follow Zarza.
Oh, okay.
Whatever she's doing.
All right.
She seems like a good boss, and honestly, she kind of looks around. Who knows why? I mean, this kind of has that impulse, but there's no really reason. It's like, I mean, it's not like she can go back to her church. So whatever she ends up doing, she's probably going to need some help in whatever it is. And if it's, above or below board, I mean, I've got experience on both.
Yeah. So did you guys find some food?
Yeah, we got to do some noodles if you want some to supplement.
Oh, thank you. And I turned to Muyu. Would you like some?
Well, yeah, I had to try them, I guess.
I'd be more than willing to share.
Okay.
So
they are very average.
So we all gather to sit and eat our food, or did you guys eat already?
Oh, we got takeout.
Oh, okay.
Like I said.
So we all sit down and eat.
Little bowls.
Yep.
Made of skulls.
Well, wouldn't go that far.
I don't know what takeout food looks like on this island.
It all runs out of the holes.
Well, maybe it's not a whole skull.
So I'm curious, have you noticed anything odd on Rutile Island? Anyone acting really weird on Rutile Island?
Well, I haven't been there very long, and I guess it depends what you mean by odd, because there's some weird people there. Pixo's pretty strange, and Salath is pretty strange.
Well, I mean, people who might be acting maybe not in the best interest of our mission.
I have a hard time believing that Zarza wouldn't catch something like that. I mean, no, I guess not. But I'm not privy to any missives or paperwork that go out unless it's directly for me or my missions.
Sure.
So.
I understand. I mean, sometimes when the boss is around, people, kind of act normal, but as soon as the boss is away, they kind of do their own thing. And,
yeah, supposedly everybody's been vetted by Zarza. That's why our staff is so small.
Oh.
So that's why, from what I hear, you guys are still waiting on a captain, and that's because, somebody has to go out and vouch for someone or call in some favors and then make sure that it's not somebody who's just going to go to the enemy and spill the beans. Right?
Yeah, well, yeah, we certainly wouldn't want anybody collaborating with the enemy.
So I don't know. I guess maybe I haven't spent a lot of time thinking about it. I just assumed that it would, but I don't know. Maybe should I be worried about that?
I don't know. Do you guys think that she needs to be worried about that?
Nah, Orm's just paranoid.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Honestly, in this line of work, sometimes it pays to be paranoid, but
That it does.
also sometimes you end up giving things away because you're paranoid. So
yeah.
Orm just starts eating his rice and also his noodles. Yum, yum, yum.
Starch and starch with a side of starch.
Yeah, Orm's going to meditate really hard tonight. Eldrin really don't process carbs very well.
It's good that you have your own room.
Yep. No, I'm out in the corner.
You don't have your own room.
I'm in a corner of the room.
Well, then I regret. Brandis is going to have to deal with some flowery farts.
No. It just all goes to his waist. Not that kind of carb processing. It makes him really heavily meditated and a little sluggish for a while.
Sends his blood sugars right through the roof.
He can only teleport 4 squares for like a couple hours.
I also get cramps.
Yeah.
Just smells like one of those like really powerful air fresheners.
Oh yeah. Fresh scents or whatever.
All right. So what else do you guys do?
Yeah, help clean up the mess after we're done.
So your meeting tomorrow is very early. So
then crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Muyu's gonna like take you right down and everything.
All right. Well, I'll finish cleaning up and go to my little corner, sit on a little pillow, and start meditating really, really hard.
Okay.
I shouldn't have eaten all them noodles. That's how Orm sounds right now.
Is anyone else doing anything?
Nope.
Sikar's going to try and find the bed that looks the most comfortable.
Okay.
You're going to princess in the feet up.
Yep, Sakar finds one that is just right.
Awesome!
Are all the doors and windows locked and etc.?
Orem goes through and does a perimeter check and sees that everything is locked. Then again, this is like a very normal house.
Okay.
Like the windows are made of glass and the door is made of wood, and it's like you're pretty sure that at least a couple people in the party could kick this door down without any problems, and certainly one could punch it across the room or across the road without any issues. So, there's that.
Am I the one who can punch?
No. The robot punch man is the one who could punch it.
Oh, now I'm sad.
I said somebody could kick it. All right, somebody could turn into a snake and incinerate it. How about that?
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I'm going to guess we don't need to put anybody on watch, so everybody will go and get a good night rest. Orem in the corner, Randus on the couch, everyone in respective rooms. Where's Muyu
Miss
stay?
Scarlet in the conservatory with the knife.
Where's Muyu sleep? Or does she not stay here?
No, she does. She's got a room.
Oh, okay. She's already got a room.
She's got a room that would be the fourth bed, so.
Right.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else going on, let's all prepare for our meeting with Thien tomorrow.
Going to our carb comas.
Next week for some of you. That wraps it up for this installment of Critical Hit. Thank you so much for downloading and checking us out. As always, questions to podcast@majorspoilers.com. We haven't done questions in a while. We've got some more questions coming our way because you're going to send them to us, podcast@majorspoilers.com. So until next time, for Randus and Ket and Sakar and Little Sparkle and Orem and our fantastic GM, here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2019 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.